properties, wealth. We talk assets, freedom, knowledge, yourself. We talk building, none of us are civilians. Know the ship's course, yeah, this is the new thought.
Yeah, we're back, man. Yo, what episode we on, bro?
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Thank you for coming, bro.
Respect, baby.
Love and respect, man.
Thank you.
The title of this episode, well, first of all, welcome everyone. This is the Greatness Now podcast, episode 4. Someone said that when you get to like 10 episodes, we're in the top 10% of the world, because most people flop before then. So trust me, just to get here is a struggle. So give thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I have to remind you, man, subscribe, man. Please subscribe. That's the name of the game, trying to get these subs up. Big up everyone listening, tuning in, whether you streaming it, whether you watching on Spotify. Thank you for being here, man. It's a safe space, man. So do what you're doing. Get your cooking done. If you're in the gym working out, keep working out. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, man. I'm with my boy Raphael Tate.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for coming, sir. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate y'all.
So the title of today's pod is Black Origins Part 1. Black Origins Part 1, because I feel like this is going to end up being a 30, 40 parter, so we need to start somewhere.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And
yes, sir.
yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's a weird one. Like, we in England, and bro, because you're American, I think I got this thing where whoever I'm talking to, my accent will kind of switch to.
I can dig it.
So I might halfway through this I'll be American by the end of it. So yeah, if I sound Brooklyn in a while, forgive me. But it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like an important part of me being a black man. And remember, this goes out on the internet, and this gets streamed, so this will be here forever and ever. But I feel like we need to talk about where we're from.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the fact that you know, you grew up in the States.
Yes, sir.
And I grew up in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see what things we might have in common in terms of history, in terms of where we're from, in terms of where we want to go. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an interesting conversation. So before we get to that, my brother, tell me a little bit about yourself, just so I know, you know what I mean? The origins of Raphael.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know. My origins go back to being the indigenous of America.
Okay.
Native American tribes.
Okay.
Which were, you know what I'm saying, brothers. Okay. Copper color, they call us.
That's deep.
Yeah, and then eventually it switched out. But anyway, raised in the church, commandment church. You know what I mean. So Saturday and eating certain, like, the following the dietary law of the Jews and stuff like that was my roots and origin. Went to Morgan State University playing tuba and percussions. You know, well, played percussion before Morgan. Played tuba, got a scholarship to go, and where I supported HBCUs.
Let me pause there. Sorry, bro. I got to jump in first of all. So straight away, there's a difference. That's a black college you went to.
Historically black college. Yeah, Morgan State University.
That's beautiful, man.
Yes, indeed.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And I know in England, obviously, there's in terms of the numbers and the ratio, people might argue, there's a lot less black people in the UK, so that's why we ain't got no black colleges. But tell me a little bit about the college life and how it was for you, being around black people, or was it normal?
For me, it was normal. Where just the we got the opportunity to link it with different states.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Even ran into some people from Jamaica and, you know what I'm saying, from Trinidad and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They was running track and everything. Fast, man.
Yeah, I'm fast too.
So I can dig it. So getting the opportunity to mix and mingle with people in different states, different ideologies, beliefs, and religious cultures and stuff like that. How, you know, like the New York people be heavy on the 5%ers and the, you know what I'm saying, you know, Egyptology and stuff like that. So getting those different perspectives coming together, you know, as one at a university, but just also embracing the beauty of it as well. You know what I mean? Of the different cultures and different women, different perspectives. And it was a beautiful experience. But then after college, I took a sabbatical to Egypt.
You went to Egypt?
I went to Egypt.
Oh, let's talk about that for a minute, man.
Yeah. You want me to dive in?
Yeah, dive in. Let's go in.
Being that I went to college, it kind of shook my faith a little bit. with those different perspectives, and it made me think outside the box a little bit. And it was kind of like just lost in search of myself.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing for sure
Mm-hmm.
was that the way we were treated in America as, you know, brothers and sisters was wrong. You know what I mean? The different things that they was pulling on to us as far as, I mean, I don't know how free we are.
We're not free, really. I think that's an illusion. But
Yeah.
we're going to come back to that.
Yeah. I'm talking about like just the different things that they push on us as far as lifestyles, and you know, medical interventions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Different things like that they would put on us. It made me start making me question TV shows and stuff like that. And then I have a son, and having my son and growing up in that experience made me want to get about, you know, and try to see what else is out there. And so I went to Egypt. Yeah.
So Egypt deep, right? Obviously, you get there, you see all the statues, the noses are gone.
Yeah.
You start to think, why are the noses gone?
Exactly.
Why didn't they teach us about this? I don't know. Did they teach you about that in American school?
Nope. I mean, we heard about Napoleon. You know what I'm saying, shooting their nose off the sphinxes and stuff like that. But getting over there to experience the culture and the life, you know, you would think that Egypt was, you know, black, but it's Arab. You know what I'm saying? It's a different people that's actually occupying the land. And you'll see the actual black Egyptians on the side. You know what I'm saying? The cuts. You know what I mean? They call themselves the Nubians or Sudanese.
You
know what I mean? So be able to sit down with them, break bread with them, and it was a beautiful experience, man.
So did they the Nubians? Because I know the term Nubians.
Yeah.
Did they break down to you the real Egypt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In terms of, because correct me if I'm wrong. It's like. The Arabs now will claim that they are the Egyptians.
Exactly.
Where the little studying that I've been doing is that was our kingdom.
Exactly.
And you know, in Egypt they was doing like brain surgery. You know, people were living to over 100-something years.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even the construction of the pyramids.
Yep.
Was, you know, lining up with the stars.
Exactly.
Even the other day I was listening that and it sounds out of this world, but they were saying that how they lifted the stones was to do with the power that we've really got, that we can, if we tap into, we're able to lift things this big and move them. And that the stones were a sign of that, because up to this day nobody can do that, right?
For sure.
So we was obviously on a higher
vibration.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, great word. Than where we are now, right?
For sure.
Then these pyramids are not only in Egypt, you can find them in Peru, you can find them in various places around the world.
Mexico.
I even Mexico. I even heard that there's pyramids in the North Pole.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So
and that pyramids in Bosnia as well.
Pyramids in Bosnia.
They found them, yeah.
So it's like a sign that wherever we are, we're gonna build some pyramids to let people know that, you know, special people came here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we were in Egypt, right?
Yep.
But then something happened to the kingdom. What do you know that happened to the kingdom?
Well, so I break it down a different way. Like going back to the Nubian conversation, right? Yeah. So in America, they put all black people in the same. If you got the same color, they put you in the same bubble. You know what I mean? But going overseas to Egypt and speaking to the Nubians, different structure, different facial, even the Sudanese, different body, bone structure,
Yeah.
body shape, everything is different. And then they spoke to one of my people, one of my mentors, and they told him, they said, "You're Bunny Yoko."
Okay.
Yeah, they said and that means sons of Jacob.
Okay.
They was like, we are sons of Ham.
Okay.
You're sons of Jacob. You're the sons of Shem.
Okay, so these are the 12 tribes of Judah.
12 tribes.
we're
Yes.
talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yep. So that's what they called us, Bunny Yoko, sons of Judah, sons of Jacob.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
going into that question of what happened, I mean, there was a time period where we were there.
Yeah.
But it was what they would say. It was black people ruling over the other black people.
Right.
So we left, and then Egypt carried on to do what they was going to do. But then Egypt was invaded by Alexander.
The Greeks.
The Greeks.
Right.
Under Alexander's rule.
Uh-huh.
And then the rest is history. Then the Arabs came in. And then started mixing with the people, moving people out. And
then the knowledge, because I'm sure there was
they stopped burning libraries and stuff.
The scrolls were burned.
The noses knocked off.
Yeah,
and they started trying to change the face of Egypt.
And at that point, this knowledge, it didn't disappear, right?
It didn't, no.
It was, I don't know, spread across the world.
Yep.
So would you say that was when maybe the 12 tribes dispersed?
Yeah.
Across the world?
I think it happened at different periods, right?
Yeah, okay.
The 12 tribes is going to be a different, so, you know what I'm saying, different segue because I think that, okay, so going back to the Egypt concept, where all the information and all the different gods and everything, and I think, according to, because I read the scriptures.
Yeah.
When
this is Solomon's time? Or pre-Solomon?
Pre-Solomon, Nimrod.
Nimrod.
Yeah,
okay. So, yeah.
So
he did something wrong, right?
Yeah,
Nimrod.
he did. So everybody was on one tongue, one vibration, all together as one. When he built the tower up to challenge the Most High.
Right?
Yeah, but people don't understand. Like you were talking about the technology that we had back in Egypt time. Nimrod built the Stargate to get into the heavens.
Big mistake.
And that's what he was trying to challenge the Most High. Most High came down, split the languages. So all the deities and gods that they served, all as one, are now different deities and gods, according to your family, according to your tongue.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So fast forward.
Yeah, fast forward. Yeah.
Is that your reasoning as to why, looking at the world today, us as black people are, I'm gonna say, persecuted? You think that's too strong a word?
No. It's right on point. But that was because we were, according to my perspective, or the perspective that was been given to me, we were even persecuted by the Egyptians. Okay. So you have to go back. So I'm gonna go back with a little bit, and then we'll move forward. Okay. So you got our father, great grandfather Noah, right? Noah had 3 sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Okay. All of those were brothers. You know what I'm saying? All 3 of those was brothers. So therefore, when these different brothers had different regions and ethnicities, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Until the color color changed eventually. You know what I'm saying? So what my point is that Shem was the chosen out of the 3 brothers. Okay. Ham, and a lot of people don't know this either, that the original word for Ham is Ham. Yeah, where you get Chemet. Okay, Kemet, Ham, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. They just took the C off the front of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the Egypt. I mean, that's the Hebrew vibration of exactly. Yeah. So Ham was beefing with Shem. Okay. Japheth was beefing with Shem, and Shem was a brother as well. You know what I'm saying? He was the oldest brother. So it goes down to a story about bloodline. You know what I'm saying? About birthright. and who was given the birthright to carry out the task of Noah, carry out the task of Shem, and it was given all the way down to Abraham.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Abraham was a brother. Like K.R. West once said.
Okay.
You know that son?
Yeah. And then he had 7 sons, right?
Abraham had 2 sons.
2 sons, okay.
It was Ishmael and Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac was given the birthright.
Uh-huh.
Then it was beef between Ishmael and Isaac.
Yeah.
And then then you have Isaac, and Isaac had Jacob and Esau.
Okay.
And this right here was when the ethnicity was split into 2.
Okay.
Because you had Esau. If you look at the scriptures in Genesis 36, but this was the first this is the first time the Bible identified as a white man or a person with a different skin complexion.
Okay.
It said that Esau, his blood showed, his veins showed through his skin.
Okay.
And he was hairy all over like a hairy garment.
Yeah.
So you had the split of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like albino, what you would call albino or whatever.
Deep.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then it became his mark.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So moving forward, then you had Esau versus Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jacob received the birthright
Mm-hmm.
through supplanting his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So there became a grudge.
Okay.
So you see where I'm going.
Yeah.
So those other, so you got Ham, you got Japheth, and then you have Shem, and then Shem's sons are all now looking at Jacob and conspiring against Jacob. So when you get skipping forward, fast forward all the way when we're in Africa, you have, they said that black people sold black people into slavery.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But they don't identify that everybody in Africa wasn't the same tribe.
It wasn't the same tribe. Yeah.
And
so
Jacob,
that's what the division was.
Exactly. Jacob was a visitor there.
Mm-hmm.
We was kicked. Now we move back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good that we're going to be able to
go
back to this.
Mm.
There was an invasion in 70 AD
Mm-hmm.
by Titus and Vespasian of Jerusalem.
Okay.
And it's a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu.
Mm-hmm.
It says over 1 million of black Jews.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they say black Jews because there are other ethnicities of Jews
In
today.
Yeah.
But birthright Jews that was in Jerusalem in 70 AD was expelled, or they left 1 million of them and went into Morocco and came in and filtered into the Ivory Coast.
That makes sense.
Right?
That makes sense.
And then we set up and started building ingenuity and bringing all of the wisdom that we learned from Abraham and Isaac and Jacob into Africa. And then there was rifts. There was problems with the tribes coming against each other and coming against us. Eventually, moving forward, spice trade, Massa Musa. We in Morocco, he had the whole thing on lock. All around the world, we had it all on lock.
Spices.
Your spices, we controlled spices, we controlled the food, we controlled pretty much everything.
Okay.
Till Spain, or was it Spain or Portugal?
Portugal.
It's Portugal had a problem with it. I think it's King Philip. Came in, worked with the other tribes around us, the Hamitic tribes, to give them power and prestige and guns and all the rest of that stuff to turn on us, and then that's when the slave trade happened. So,
that's deep.
So the thing is, the reason why we're hated specifically is because of the birthright.
It's the birthright.
So
it's that somebody could subconsciously hate on you and not know why. But
exactly.
When you go deeper,
it's
a birthright.
Exactly. And the top guys, they know what's up. Like I said, when I went over to Egypt, the Nubians, they told us we was bunny Yoko. They knew who we were. Everybody in the world knows who we are, but us, because it was a plan to do that.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So you going back to Egypt, that's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
You was powered up when you came from there.
For sure.
Definitely, right?
And that's when my music career went up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's funny. I nearly said weird. It's not weird. It's deep that I have a drawing to go to Egypt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have a drawing to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And see that greatness there.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And it's definitely somewhere I will be going.
Yes, sir.
Regularly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just to see the pyramids and the greatness.
Oh yeah.
That's been put there.
Yes, sir.
For us.
Yes, sir.
I was reading then, so we was kind of running the earth for like 3,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I guess, for the last 1,000 years,
yeah,
we kind of not been in that spot.
Yeah.
And I suppose over that passage of time, 3,000, 1,000, I say all that to say, do you think, can you see us coming back?
See, right there is powerful. That's a powerful question. One of the reasons why I am a Christian is because it's the whole conversation of Christ coming back.
Woo.
Christ coming back to rule with his people, right? The army he's supposed to, if anybody's familiar with the resurrection and the fact that there's going to be this battle of Armageddon, and you know what I'm saying, that we going to all go up in the upper room and be changed and come back with our glorified.
4,000.
Thank you, brother.
Jeez.
You see? That's where we going with it. You know what I'm saying? And the 144,000 is 12,000 of each tribe. Of the 12 tribes of Israel. And then we talk about New Jerusalem. New Jerusalem is coming down on earth. And there's 12 gates to the kingdom. And the 12 gates have every tribe on the kingdom. I mean, of the name of every tribe, each tribe. And then it talks about in Revelation 21 how there won't be no more pain and sorrow and agony and all this. We'll be free. You know what I mean? From basically our persecution. Going back to what you asked about persecution. And basically Christ is spearheading that. He's leading it out. So, reason why I believe in staying with Christ, because I believe that Christ is a brother. I know that Christ is a brother. Israel is in North Africa. You know what I'm saying? Northeast. And, you know what I'm saying, at that time we were being...
Sorry, brother.
Go
Israel
ahead.
is in North Africa.
Yeah, it's in Northeast Africa. Northeast Africa, right? No? It's Northeast Africa.
East, isn't it? Israel.
Oh, Middle East. Yeah, because I'm thinking Morocco,
Yeah.
North
Morocco,
Africa.
Tunisia, Algeria, and Egypt
Yeah.
are in North Africa. Egypt and North Africa.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Egypt,
but okay, so that was a thing. They called it Middle East because they wanted to divide. They kind of like separated.
They did
Yeah,
that, right?
but there's no continent.
Okay.
With seven continents. There's not a continent as Middle East.
Okay.
But they just put it there as a region because that's where the Arabs everybody were. But and it's also to change that Egypt is no longer Africa.
Yeah, that's why they've done that. Yeah.
Egypt is no longer Africa, and if Egypt is no longer Africa, it's right connected to Israel. So Israel is no longer Africa.
Okay.
But originally, if you go back to the text in the old maps, Israel is Canaan. Yeah. The land of Canaan. And Canaan is the son of Ham. Ham. So it's connected to Kemet. Right. So Egypt is the hub, or it was the Mecca of Africa. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So Canaan was also Canaan is a part of Africa. And Canaan is Israel. And Israel is connected to Egypt. And parts of Egypt is also connected to Israel. Things were changed and things were shifted. If you think about World War I and World War II, the landmass of each region changed according to agreements that they had. Yeah, Balfour agreements. Different people, certain places were extended or cut off. If you look at it, and the maps changed. Yeah. So. Yeah,
and then it's interesting. It's deep, man. They always say like, you know who's in charge because of the things you're not allowed to say.
Exactly.
So again, I'm going to go back to the persecution of black people. I'm going to talk about how, especially from an English perspective, when slavery was abolished, the people that owned the slaves were compensated
for sure
money
for sure
for
money and land.
I was listening to a story yesterday about there was one slave ship on its way to the Caribbean, and they thought they was running out of water. Yeah, so the insurance policy that they had was for the cargo of the slave ship, and the captain and the crew realized after reading the policy that they could only claim for loss of cargo if the cargo went overboard.
Wow.
So they picked out, women and children, and they threw them overboard because they didn't think they'd have enough water. This ship eventually arrived in the Caribbean, and they tried to claim the insurance for the lost cargo.
Yeah.
Some of the slaves spoke up, and the insurers didn't want to pay out.
For sure.
Right? Then they had they contested it. They contested it, and they came to find out there was lots of water still on the ship. So they didn't even need to throw the slaves over the ship. For sure. But what it highlighted for me was the inhumane treatment. For sure. Of many of our ancestors. For sure. Spread out across the world. For sure. And the thing with England is, as a black man, they only really teach you about from slavery onwards. Yeah. In the school system. For sure. You know what I mean? There's no extracurricular. For sure. And the thing that gets me is the part about, so everyone that owned slaves got a payout, but the actual slaves and families of slaves didn't get anything. Nothing at all. Right. And then it's like, but the after the Second World War, Holocaust, terrible incident. Yeah. And since 1944, as a nation, they was given a nation, and they're rewarded for that. But us as black people are supposed to just carry on, and as if nothing happened. Exactly. But the thing is, as well, what's deep is that about this DNA thing, the 9 strands of DNA. So there was a book that came out in the 40s, and they went and tested this. They went and tested all the people's DNA across the whole world, and the results came back that black people, we got 9 strands of DNA. Okay. And every other race is on 6. Yeah. Makes sense. So what it shows is that someone with 9 strands of DNA, whenever you put them on a level playing field, they always do better. It's scientifically proven. Yeah. They always do better. Yeah. So it's like an inherent blessing that you can't take away from us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. It's there. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. For sure. It's there. You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing about life, man. That, yes, sir. I don't know about you, but all the obstacles I've faced in life has actually made me stronger. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Makes you stronger. For sure. So the blip of slavery that they try to paint us with. Yeah. Well, you can see, man. Look at anything where there's a level playing field. Look at sport in America. Yeah. Look at basketball. Look at football over here, or soccer, you might say. Wherever there's a level playing field, we're gonna rise for sure and be dominant for sure in that. Do you know what I mean? So I say all that to say, moving forward, because I've got sons too. I've got 3 sons, 1 on the way, and as a father, how you see this world and what your sons are growing into, and the obstacles that they're going to face. Yeah, it's deep, because you know that everything's set up against them.
For sure.
In the system.
For sure.
The system kind of set up against them.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to arm your sons with the knowledge of the greatness
mm-hmm.
of where they're from.
For sure.
Just to, have an opportunity to make it here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long you been in England, bro?
I've been here for a year now.
So, is England not an easy place to live?
Nah, it's not, bro.
How's your experience been?
If you don't mind, I wanted to touch on some of the things you were saying.
Yeah.
Definitely, through our adversity, we have risen to the occasion. No matter what, we, dance, advance the dancing, advance the singing, and the performance, the track, whatever they gave us, we took it and excelled greatly without even knowing our history, without but thinking that we just were just animals that they brought over on the transatlantic. We somehow, some way rose above that and continued to press forward, and still haven't had the opportunity to get anything, reparations or anything.
No.
And have to sit back and watch other people collect and celebrate and get pay rises actually with their reparations, and but we still rise, like Maya Angelou said.
Maya Angelou said.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I also wanted to say that you was talking about just the royalty, or I wanted to talk about the royalty, and in England per se, King James Version Bible. Right. A lot of people think that King James was a Caucasian, and King James was an actual black man.
He was a black man.
Yeah, I actually visited the I visited the museum in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
You see it.
Yeah, that's, you're never gonna get that.
Yeah, never gonna get it, bro. I visited over there, and you can see the features. You can see the features of his mother, Queen of Scots. You can see the shape.
So Mary was his mom. Mary Queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Mary. Is it? What's his mom's name? Oh my God. No. Was it Mary? I believe his mother.
I thought Mary.
You may.
I'm not.
We're gonna come back on that. Yeah.
We got the research.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But nevertheless, he was in Scotland.
He was in Scotland. He ruled Scotland, England, Ireland.
He ruled them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots is his mother.
Henry Stuart.
Yep. And Stuart, it goes back to the name Swafty, which is black. And his father was called Black Boy. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So King James was a brother but I can tell you how it came over here. You had Septimius Severus. In 193 AD, he was a general in the army of Rome, I believe.
Okay. And
he staged a coup and took over the situation. Kicked the generals and everybody, the Caesars out. And from 193 AD up to, they have this in the history books though, but they just don't tell us who Septimius Severus was. They call him North African.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he came from Israel. Okay. So he came over, took over England, and his family led a dynasty, and ending with somebody great like King James. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So so when King James, Septimius Severus, right? Yeah. He was an Israelite. He was an Israelite brother from North Africa. And his family, his dynasty, were all Israelites. Even with King James, he was an Israelite. And he sat on the throne. He was from the tribe of Judah.
Jeez, I know about that tribe.
Yep. And so if you look at the pictures of King James, he has a lion on his you know what I'm saying?
All right.
And if you look at the 1611 King James Version Bible, in the introduction, he talks about how the Catholics, or the Roman Catholics and the emperors were actually attacking our people and coming to move in on our religion and our beliefs and spirituality. He called them the sons of perdition. He said they were moving in and trying to take over our beliefs and our cultures. And this is 1611. And they came in around 320 AD under Constantine the Great. So you had two versions of Christianity moving at the same time.
Same time.
Yeah. So King James So we ruled, and he was called the first and the sixth. He was the first to rule over about 3 kingdoms at once, unified the kingdoms into Great Britain. Okay. Or is it United Kingdom?
United Kingdom.
Yeah, King James did that.
He did that.
Yeah.
See, they don't teach us about these things at school.
And then Britain, the name, you break down Britain, it means, it's the Hebrew for sons of the covenant. Woof. England is angel's land. Woof. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that he brought over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The people brought up. And then you had the Reformation. You had the Renaissance period. Okay. Where those people that Septimius Severus kicked out in 193 came back. And came back with full of vengeance. And that's when Leonardo da Vinci and all the famous painters were hired with the task to repaint the images of the disciples, the images of Christ, the images of everybody. It just changed and gave the whole, it's called whitewash. They whitewashed the whole situation.
Because the picture that we see depicted of Christ is
Cedric Borgia. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah,
that's right. And if people want to know who he is, there's a whole series on him. I don't know where it is, but it probably going on Prime or something like that. A whole series on Cedric Borgia and his family and how corrupt and gangster they was. Because he was the son of the 6th Pope of Rome, Alexander. You know what I'm saying? And he was a lover of Leonardo da Vinci. And they chose his picture to put as Christ. Exactly.
It's deep, right?
Yeah, he was a poisoner and all types of stuff. He was a witch.
So I saw a video the other day where the Pope was kneeling down to
the Black Madonna and Child.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, because they know who it is. They know what it is, you know, and they know.
They know, right?
They know.
It's deep, man.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that England, I mean, we have a rich history in England. But in order for them to be successful with the Atlantic slave trade, they had to change the image of what this thing that they was calling Christianity looked like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at Acts 13, the apostles, the prophets, and teachers, they were called, I don't know if I'm able to say this, but they was called niggas.
No,
It's Acts 13:1.
Yeah.
You'll see it. It say you had prophets and teachers, Paul, Simeon, Barnabas.
Niggas. Like Negus, right?
No, it's niggas.
Niggas. Yeah.
They were called. It says nigga.
What's that translated from?
It's from the Greek.
It says in the original Hebrew.
Yeah. You can check it out. I got it right here on my phone. You want to see it?
No, I'm not doubting it. I'm not doubting it, man. I'm saying for the people then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it came from the Greek. Because because what happened is, so.
Can you break down the original Greek word?
I got it right here.
That's interesting.
The thing is, right, when we were in Jerusalem, when we lived in Jerusalem, when that was our base, at that time, like you spoke about the different dynasties and how long we had to reign. The Bible in Daniel, 10th chapter, I'm gonna get this thing, and it gave 4 kingdoms that was going to take over the children of Israel before Christ returned and came back and for our reign. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And for our reign, you know what I'm saying? Us back in power as kings. To treat the world the way it was supposed to be and treat the people the way, all nations, all nationalities, all under one umbrella. You know what I'm saying? With love, peace, and happiness. You know, we want to chill, drink wine, and eat lamb. How about that? But anyway, but now,
so four
kingdoms. It was Babylon. It was Medo-Persian, and then it was the Greeks, and then it was Rome. And right now we're in the Roman Empire.
We're in Rome still, right?
We're in Rome.
Even though it looks like Rome hasn't fell.
Nah, it just had a facelift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, So basically, going back to my point. So as we were under the captive of Rome, obviously when you hear the story of Jesus, you know the Romans crucified Christ and all, you know, going forth, things like that. When the colorism comes in, you have these white Roman soldiers that are minding the streets, watching the streets, and they're seeing these people, and they saying these prophets and teachers they black, and they were saying it in their language, so they call them nigga. So there was, and nigga go it in the Bible it breaks down to black Christian.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
It breaks down to what? Sorry.
Black Christian. Yeah. So and they'll tell you, it tells us in that passage that there was the prophets and teachers, and at that time the issue didn't go out to teach the Gentiles at that time. They only kept it in house to arise and waken their own brothers and sisters that Christ came and he's coming back to get your house in order. So here it is right here.
Barnabas and Saul sent off. Okay, all the tribes that were sent off.
No, that's not the tribes. This is the different prophets and teachers that was issued,
now
the disciples.
The church that was at the Antioch, certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger,
and you could just
and Lucius.
Lucius is Luke. Okay. It's just a different translation.
Yeah.
So if you click the numbers beside nigga or niger, or however.
Okay, Latin Niger, of Latin origin, black, Niger, or Christian. Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting. And look how that word has been used
to still describe us to this day.
Yeah.
If you go into Spain in the negative content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go into Spain or some Spanish country, they call it Negro or however they say it. It's the same translation. So what they were saying is they were describing the people, the Romans were describing the people that they saw. And they were black Christians. Okay. And these are the first disciples and apostles of the Most High. Yeah. So
before I forget, the name Jesus. So now, no doubt, we're talking about the son of Christ. Yeah, we're talking about the son of Christ.
The son.
What are we talking about? Is it, in your opinion, is it the same name, or are we going with because Jews will call it Joshua, right? Yeah.
So there's a whole discrepancy around the situation. So one of the things that I learned before I went to Egypt is that there was no J's at the time in the 1600s.
There was no J's, huh?
No J's. No. So when King James translated or got the scribes together to translate the scripts, they didn't call them. It was no J's. No. It was no J's. So in the Hebrew, there's no J's. So his name, some people call him Yeshua, which Yeshua goes to Joshua.
Right.
But the scriptures says that he's our savior. You know what I'm saying? And I have a scripture as well. So he's our savior, where savior goes into Yeshua.
Yeah, I've heard
our
that.
savior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but people know him as Jesus. I let it rock.
You let it rock.
Yeah, what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of things are going to get lost in translation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's more about the spirit.
Yeah.
I'm sure than the pronunciation.
I mean, it's important, but you know what I'm saying, you gotta let people get it the way they get it. You know what I'm saying.
So back to our He's coming back.
He's coming back for his people, and he's coming back to change this world and take it. See, the scriptures say this world was given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And then it says that Satan, in Revelation says Satan has a short time to reign. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing all types of wicked stuff to, you know what I'm saying, suppress all people. So Christ is coming back to change this thing up, to bring the peace and love back to the planet, and to put his people back on top, and we all gonna reign. Cause notice, man, we don't fight hate with hate. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people thought that we want to rise up and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking about reparations and being mistreated and even miseducated and all the rest of this stuff. We stay to ourselves, man. Like, and they say black on black crime and all the rest of this stuff. Yeah. But you only can affect those who you're close to. In America, black people on one side of the train tracks white people on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's very rare that we meet in the same place, even for crime to happen. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the police officers from the white community. They come and police the black community, and they don't understand anything about our community. And then that's where you get they're afraid, and people end up, you know what I'm saying, our people get crucified and lynched.
Bro, touching on that. Sorry, bro, I have to say, that in the Trump era, and it looked like he's trying to come back, but we'll see what happens there. But it looked like they're trying to incite a racial war, bro.
I know they are, but the way they're trying to do it, I don't agree that it's Trump doing it. I think it's the media spinning it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Trump, even though I believe that he's inherently racist, he's just prejudiced. That's just what. That's just him. That's him. That's his culture. That's where he come from. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that that's just what it is. But what they tried to do, but he gave equal opportunity.
He did. The stats don't lie.
Man, he did a lot for America that Obama didn't do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other presidents didn't do. Yeah. And I, you know, even though some of the things I don't stand with Trump, like he was the most transparent.
Like Jay-Z said, the numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, bro.
Right.
And what they did was, because he was giving a fair shake to people and turning businesses around and making, you know, he was turning America into a business. And that's what we always been. And so he was turning it back into that. You know what I'm saying? Even, I'm not going to go there. But
that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. So look, so he was turning it back to a business. And he did good. And there was a lot of people that didn't like that. Yeah. Black people were rising up under Trump. They was rising up. And so the Democrats ain't like it.
So over there, what are you, Republican?
I would be more so Republican.
Yeah.
Because
it was black Republicans originally, right?
Thank you, bro. Right?
Yeah.
The Democrats was the ones that was against us.
Okay.
And they're still against us to this day. And what they do is they coat themselves in the lamb's wool, but they wolves, bro.
Sheep's clothing.
They wolves, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just Joe Biden. Look at Joe Biden, bro.
Yeah. It's deep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, so they wanted Trump out of there because Trump was making a difference.
Yeah, he was making a difference.
He was making a difference, bro.
Brother. We're gonna stop here. This is the End Origins 1.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. Where can everyone find you on your socials, man?
You can check me out at under Raphael Tate. If you just put that in your search engine, everything will come up. But Instagram, Raphael Tate Official. Facebook, Raphael Tate. YouTube, Raphael Tate. You can hear my music, and Spotify, digital media and sites, Raphael Tate. That's RAPHAEL TATE.
Brother, it's an honor. This is the first of many, by the way.
Let's do it.
I hope you know.
Let's do it.
Nothing in life is a coincidence. So we're gonna rock with this because this is nice.
Yes, sir.
It's special. My brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Blessings, man.
Blessings, man.
Thank you.
We talk keys, plant seeds, make plans. My brothers keepers keep on raising them grands. Millions, billions, trillions, these are the talks. Yep. The ship's course, these are the new thoughts.